What's up everybody, it's that time of year again to start getting hyped for the 2020 Overwatch Anniversary Event. In this video, I'll be covering when we can expect the event to start, which heroes are most likely to get new legendary skins, and other details pertaining to this year's Overwatch birthday celebration, including whether or not we might learn more about Overwatch 2. This is Master Ian Gamer, and before we get into it, I'd like to mention that if you end up enjoying this video, then be sure to subscribe and pop that bell icon, as doing so both helps out my channel in these trying times and keeps you up to date on all future Overwatch news and content. Anyways, now let's get on to Anniversary 2020. As always, let's start with the start date. Unlike the Overwatch Archives event, which has proven to be rather flexible in its start date, Anniversary is pretty securely anchored to one date in particular, and that of course is Overwatch's actual anniversary. Being on May 24th, the Anniversary event doesn't necessarily have to start on this date, in fact it never has, but as long as the event encompasses this date in particular, then that's a-okay. Looking at past Anniversary event start dates, it began on May 21st in 2019, May 22nd in 2018, and May 23rd in 2017. This means that each time thus far, the event has begun on the Tuesday immediately preceding Overwatch's birthday. So take a wild guess for what that means in 2020. Looking at the calendar for May this year, this week here is almost certainly going to be the week Anniversary starts. Specifically, it could be either Tuesday the 19th or Thursday the 21st, since those are the 2 days of the week when Overwatch events have historically started, and then it'll run for 3 weeks before concluding in June. We won't know for sure which of these 2 dates it starts on until we're much closer, but given the infamously immobile nature of birthdays, it's pretty safe to place your bets on this time window. Additionally, when it comes to the event starting, we'll likely see at least one social media teaser for the event prior to it launching. Blizzard's trend over the past year has been to not tease events which get pushed significantly forward due to Blizzard's own scheduling decisions, such as the most recent Archives and Summer Games, but they do tease events which come back around the same expected time due to being linked to a real-world holiday, or in this case, Overwatch's birthday. So I would expect to see a single social media teaser for this upcoming anniversary a day or two before the event starts, with it likely showing off a new skin or emote for the event. And speaking of skins, now let's take a look at which heroes are most likely to be getting new legendary skins this time around. Heading over to the hero skins chart, let's see who's statistically most likely to get a new skin for Anniversary 2020. For those of you who've never seen one of my event prediction videos, let me just real quickly explain how this chart works. Here we have every hero and their event skins as far back as the most recent legendary skin for each hero. All event skins previous to that are tallied up here, and past that we have the total number of event legendaries per hero, time since last legendary skin, number of events since that hero was added to Overwatch, and finally a score based on all this data. The higher the score, the more statistically likely they are to get a new skin this time. And keep in mind, this only tracks skins added to events and the base loot pool. Non-returning skins like those from the All-Stars weekend or hero challenges are not counted in this system. So looking at the scores, right off the bat we have one hero who sticks out as most in need of something new, and that's Symmetra. Having not gotten an event legendary skin since Winter Wonderland 2018, she easily tops the chart of probability. After her comes Bastion, Baptiste, and Mercy, who likewise have gone a long time without an event skin, followed by Reinhardt and Zenyatta as being somewhat likely. Keep in mind, these are only statistical predictions based on the history of each hero and the event skins they've gotten. While it's a good indicator of who is likely to get something, ultimately, as always, it'll end up coming down to just whichever skins Blizzard thinks will fit well with the event. And given that Anniversary is the thematic wildcard event, it'll really come down to just whichever heroes Blizzard wants to get a new skin, since we all know that they have their favorites. Man McCree. Looking past just who will get new skins though, we'll likely get a total of 4 or 5 legendary skins, alongside 3 epic skins locked behind the weekly challenge system. There will be an assortment of new voice lines and victory poses, along with a new spray and player icon for each of the new skins added. Both Sigma and Echo, for whom this is their first anniversary event, will also be getting a new gold player icon, spray, and most importantly, a dance emote. I personally can't wait to see what either of their dances look like, and I'd love to hear your ideas for them in the comments down below. Additionally, skins and other cosmetic items from all other events will become available to unlock during Anniversary. So if there was a dope skin you liked from Winter Wonderland or Halloween Terror, now's your chance to unlock it again before otherwise having to wait for that event to come back around. Beyond cosmetics, Anniversary has historically lacked any sort of seasonal map reskins in the same way as many holiday-based events, so I don't expect that we'll be getting anything new this year in the map department. Game modes, however, are a different story. Like skins and other cosmetics, Anniversary features all these special limited time game modes from the other events for brief windows over its 3-week runtime. So if you were itching to play some Junkenstein's Revenge or just didn't get enough of Uprising during the recent Archives event, now will be your chance to play some of the limited time modes again. I'm not sure whether we'll be getting these specific Archives mission variants like Glass Cannon and Blood Moon Rising, but at the very least, you'll be able to play the story and all heroes modes for Uprising, Retribution, and Storm Rising at some point during the 2020 Anniversary event. In addition to the other event game modes, I wouldn't be surprised to see Blizzard toss in a competitive arcade mode as well. Something like competitive deathmatch or competitive 6v6 elimination could be available for the duration of the event too. Now, the other big thing I need to talk about with regards to Overwatch's 2020 Anniversary event is if and how it'll serve as a platform to build hype for Overwatch 2. I've been getting a ton of questions about this specifically, and have seen plenty of discussion about whether Blizzard will release more information about the sequel during the event, or maybe even let players experience the Rio PvE mission that was already available to play at BlizzCon 2019. And despite having previously said myself that we could possibly hear more about Overwatch 2 during Anniversary, at this point, I have to strongly advise against getting your hopes up for something like that happening. You see, despite community anticipation for the sequel being higher than ever, Blizzard themselves seem to actually want to de-escalate that hype for the time being. In an interview with fellow YouTuber Stylosa back when Echo was first revealed, Overwatch game director Jeff Kaplan had this to say with regards to Overwatch 2 news over the coming months.
What about like little bits of Overwatch 2 information? Could we be seeing bits of stuff come out in the future, like maybe the next month or a couple of months? Or
I think we're going to be pretty quiet on Overwatch 2. Development's going great.
Yeah.
I'm really excited. The team is fired up. They know what they're doing at this point.
Jeff goes on to talk about how they feel like the game is coming along pretty well, but specifically mentioned that they'll be pretty quiet about Overwatch 2 for the time being. All things considered, them staying quiet actually kinda makes sense. Contrary to what the community would have you believe, there's no actual proof that Overwatch 2 will be coming out in 2020. In fact, I'd say that if there ever even was a chance of that happening, it's gone now thanks to the IRL global pandemic we're enduring. And I'm sure that's also playing a role in why Blizzard doesn't want to talk about it right now. At this point, the devs themselves likely don't even know for sure when it'll release. Whatever timeline they were working with originally probably got thrown out the window thanks to the pandemic, so it's really in their best interest to just sort of hunker down and keep quiet while they keep working on it until they can get a better idea of how things will play out over the next several months. The last thing they want to do is announce some sort of timeline or schedule which they're then unable to keep up with. And I'm sure there will be comments below saying, oh, this streamer said this about Overwatch 2's release, or that poorly translated article suggested that about the sequel. But trust me, I've done the research into it, and there is no officially confirmed information saying anything about when Overwatch 2 is going to release. It's true that we have had some minor teases for the sequel, such as when one of the lead Overwatch character artists said in an interview that we'd be seeing some of the new Overwatch 2 hero skin designs coming very soon, but considering that it's Blizzard we're talking about, very soon could easily mean next BlizzCon. It's been nearly a year since Jeff very sooned us with the idea of new Zenyatta lore, and we're all still holding our breaths for that. So I'm gonna bank more on the idea that any and all official information about Overwatch 2 is unlikely to be released for at least the next few months. And that includes the 2020 Anniversary event. But just because Blizzard won't talk about it, doesn't mean that I won't. For those of you who can't get Overwatch 2 off your minds, never fear, because I have multiple videos planned for the near future, covering what we can expect and speculate for Overwatch's highly anticipated sequel. So stay tuned for those coming soon. But getting back to the topic of Anniversary 2020, That's about all there is to say on it. Even without Overwatch 2, we should still be getting some really cool skins and fun game modes for the event, so I'm excited to see what Blizzard has in store for us. I'll be making a separate video covering new skin ideas that could be released with this year's event, but in the meantime, be sure to let me know which heroes you want to see get something new this year, as well as your own ideas for anniversary skins by dropping a comment down below. Subscribe, pop that bell icon, follow me on Twitter at MasterENGamer, and check out my Discord server to never miss any future Overwatch news and content. If you'd like to support my channel and get some cool rewards like the people you see here, then you can become a channel member by hitting that join button down below. Otherwise, this is MasterENGamer signing off, and until next time, stay safe out there everyone, and have a great day.